Some kids have never seen a frog except on TV. That's a pretty sad thing, but that's what happens. And if you didn't have animals on TV, you wouldn't see anything at all.
Because they're part of the human experience, they will inevitably be part of the stories that filmmakers tell.
There are animals in life. There are animals everywhere. And the more you include them, the more rich and the more real a scene is going to be.
There's always the people out there saying, you shouldn't use animals for movies. Well, you should. It's fine. Just don't hurt them. It's important.
In the early days of film, there were many abuses to animals. During the filming of Charge of the Light Brigade, 25 horses had to be euthanized or died instantly after being pit-tripped. Because of that, Errol Flynn was one of the first celebrities who spoke up against these abuses. In 1939, during the filming of the movie Jesse James, they used a tilt chute, which intentionally plummeted a horse off a 70-foot cliff. The stuntman lost his hat, but the horse broke its back and died. After that, American Humane led an outcry, and we were given jurisdiction by the Motion Picture Producers and Distributors Association, and we've been protecting animals ever since.
The snake's still alive.
You see the snake?
Right there. The snake's blocking the exit. That's why the coyote won't come back. He's afraid of the snake.
And the ferret?
He's afraid of the coyote.
I tell you, man, this lacks the feel of professionalism.
Mother Nature's an inscrutable force.
Is there a way this can get worse?
Mr. Shanley.
That's right. Your wife called the cops. Yes?
Mr. Shanley, I'm Nona Pruitt with American Humane.
I don't like to look at ourselves as police. I like to say that we are helping the production get their end credit disclaimer.
It's not one of those things where we go, don't send them the call sheet. No, we're happy to have American Humane here.
And if you give an animal a name, it becomes somebody. It becomes an actor, which is what these guys are. They are animal actors.
That is why we're part of the Screen Actors Guild Producers Codified Agreement. In there, they state that American Humane should be notified when animals are to be used.
Our services are free of charge. We cost nothing if indeed your production is part of the domestic SAG agreement.
We look at every aspect of safety, whether it's the transportation, the housing on the set, not just in front of the camera.
Having American Humane on your set takes a burden off you. If you're the director, you got a lot to worry about. If you're an actor, you got a lot to worry about. You don't need to be thinking about how I have to treat this animal, what is the best way, what time do they need to eat, how much water is the appropriate amount of... Let that be someone else's job.
It'd be the same as in any department where you would want the extras well taken care of and you would want the neighborhoods well taken care of that we come into. So, of course, it's essential to have somebody making sure the animals are well taken care of.
American Humane is there as the advocate for the animal who isn't capable of speaking.
They can't sign on the dotted line like most of your stunt people can, but they're put in situations where pretty dangerous.
Whether an animal is a dog or a cat or a scorpion or tarantula, harming them would not be acceptable. Certainly on a production I would be involved in. An animal is an animal.
It's very important for the domestic animals like horses and cats and dogs that we're more familiar with, because I think people don't always think of what might be a precarious situation for the animal.
You know, just because you're a dog owner and love dogs doesn't mean you know that dog and you know what that dog's needs are. And you really have to trust the animal wranglers or the animal trainers.
I give a safety talk to the crew, and the two laws I have is be nice, and everybody goes home alive.
American Humane basically helps to solve production problems even before they arise. We do it in pre-production, we do it in post-production, and we certainly do it while we're on set with you.
We like to be involved in prep. We love when the trainers involve us, and we think it makes it a much smoother process overall.
You're not going to walk onto the set with a bear without doing any prep work in advance. Matter of fact, you're probably going to do quite a bit of prep work. Well, we're going to be there with you. We're going to be there with the production, certainly with the trainer, and working on exactly how that best can be done. That's what we do, and we're the only ones in the world really that do that.
Yeah, you want to make it look out of control. Is that for you?
No, the look in your face.
If I fool him, I'm doing my job.
American Humane has extensive guidelines for the safety of animals during stunts, during running scenes, the use of costumes, makeup, and we've been doing this and extending these guidelines as a living document for years.
We don't want any animals harmed. I don't believe the wranglers want any animals harmed. I'm sure production don't want any animals harmed because it's bad publicity.
If we did a shot and this eagle got killed, you'd hear about it in the business, and the eagle would be harmed. My reputation as a trainer would be at stake. Everyone who is working with us, the people who hired us, the owner of the eagle, the production company would all be liable.
I have many things to worry about. I have to worry about a script and a performance, and I also have to worry about an animal as well. So it's nice to know that someone's got your back.
American Humane is making sure that the animals aren't harmed, we all know, and keeping people safe, but they can also be a really good resource to help you know what is and isn't real.
They're our partners in making the film with animals.
We are not here to dictate to you, well, you can't show an animal in harm or in danger. You can show that. That's perception versus reality. The reality behind showing an animal in a dangerous situation and having an animal in a dangerous situation on your movie set are two very different things.
If the American Humane says no animals were hurt in this picture, they mean it.
People care very much about animals, and they want to know that animals aren't being harmed while filming.
If they don't see the end credit, no animal was harmed on the film, we get calls from the public on a daily basis asking, why isn't your end credit there? Did something happen? What don't I know?
The benefit of the no animals were harmed tag, first of all, in a very blog-oriented, litigious society, it's a big shut up and leave us alone. People want to find fault and are looking for trouble out there. So it's a way of saying, we're okay, nothing bad happened, even though it might have looked it.
The human-animal bond is such a strong one that film is one of the ways that that comes across and that people are touched by it. If you can be touched by an animal, you appreciate them. When you appreciate them, you care about them. And when you care about them, you help protect them.
Having the American Humane on the set has been a nice vote of confidence that they're doing something right.
It's a great service to make sure human beings and the animals have a great experience.
It's a good thing to have American Humane on the set. It does nothing but help us.
They need to be there. It's important.
Doesn't seem right without them.
There really are no problems, only advantages to working with American Humane.
I know I've done a good job when the show's over and nothing's been hurt.
Allowing us to be the voice for the animals on your film set is simply the right thing to do.
Nothing should be harmed to make a movie. It's a movie. Nothing should be hurt, nothing should be killed. You don't want to go to bed ever with that on you. So give yourself that break. Have American Humane there.